So I'm Fee Scott, I'm the Chief Executive of Devon Rape Crisis and Sexual Abuse Services, and I'm just going to talk really about, I suppose, the values of this organisation, how we work and what we believe in. And I think probably the most important thing for people to know who are thinking about contacting us is that we totally believe people. And we don't judge people. So when people contact us by phone or when they come into to one of our offices, there isn't anybody there who's investigating, who's trying to find out, what happened and when. That isn't our agenda. If people report to the police, that'll be an agenda for the Criminal Justice Service, but it's not our agenda. Our place is to fully support people through believing them. And what we know is that people feel that they're not going to be believed, not just by us but by society generally. So people don't necessarily tell their mum or their best mate or their partner what's happened to them. And it's really important that people know that our bottom line is that we believe people and we don't waver from that. And we don't judge people either. If people phone our helpline or come in for support, we're not going to be asking the questions that maybe people are fearful of asking, or they might have been asked themselves about what were you wearing when it happened, were you drinking, did you know the person who did this to you. We're not interested in that. We're interested in what's happened to you in terms of, it might be childhood sexual abuse, or a recent rape or sexual assault. What happened to you and what impact is that having on your life? How is that stopping you getting on with your life? And that's what we'll be focusing on when we offer you support, is how we can help you get back on with your life and have all the options that you want to in your life. And everything that we've done to design our service in terms of our helpline and our email support service and our specialist support service and counselling is designed with that in mind. It's about the agenda of the person making contact with us, not our agenda. We don't have an agenda about whether people should report to the police or not. It might be a fear that people have. If people report to the police, then that's fine and we'll support them through that. If people choose not to, and the vast majority of people choose not to, then that's fine. There'll be no agenda from this end about what people should do. We will give you lots of information about what you might do if you wanted to report, and we'll support people, but we would never force that upon anybody. One of our, I suppose, other big values is about the empowerment of people. And I know that empowerment is a bit of a buzzword, but for us it just means giving people really as many choices as we can, as many options about how they receive their service and where they do and what kind of support that they want. So that we don't take control. We know that sexual violence takes control away from people, and we want to make sure that we give control back and not the other way around. You probably need to know about us as a service that we're a feminist organisation. And what does that mean? It means that we see sexual violence within, from a feminist perspective, which is we see sexual violence as a cause and a consequence of inequality in our society. But our feminism, if people are interested in our feminism, they'll find out about it. It's not something that we force onto people. You don't have to be a feminist to use our service. It's just that it helps us to see that sexual violence is political and that it's gendered, and that the vast majority of victims are women and the vast majority of perpetrators are men. And seeing it through that lens and seeing it clearly and seeing the data and not being scared to talk about that is important to us, and that helps with our work, of course, with women who've experienced sexual violence. It also helps with our work with men as well. So whilst you might see feminist posters in our toilet maybe here, you're not going to have anybody talking on the phone to you about feminism unless you bring it up. What we want for people is to have options, and we hope that the different ways that people can contact us as a service, you being able to refer yourself, or maybe a partner or friend doing it for you, or maybe a GP or other worker in your life being able to do it for you. You've got options about how you make contact, and then you've got options all the way through with us. We want to be a flexible, meaningful, effective service, and certainly the feedback we get from people who've been through our service tells us that we are. The other thing to say is we work with both men and women. We work with people aged 13 and upwards, and the vast majority of the people who use the service at the moment are women, and what those women tell us is that women-only space is important to them. So we have women-only space in our offices, and when you get in touch we'll tell you when those are. And if it doesn't match you about having women-only space, then that's also fine. I won't have answered all of your questions in this short video, but you can be assured that if you do phone up and speak to somebody will answer your question there and then, or they'll get back to you.